Hello and welcome back to A Foreigner and Family in the Philippines. And I'm back over here at the farm, and I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. And the bad news is a doozy, so I'll save that one. I'll start off with the good news. The good news is that Del Monte, the contract extension is finally over. So now we'll be able to get over here and get started on the farm. Actually, and it still has another week actually, but what I'm happy about is they have harvested the pineapples, and now they are prepping it to turn over. So they have the tractors have already chewed up the pineapples, and they actually come in with a backhoe and get the pathways at the edges that they can't get. So, well, that's good. So we'll be able to get started over here once Del Monte just finishes up getting that prepped. And then another thing of good news here is the cornfield. We have planted some corn. Oh, sounds like we've got a YouTube star over there. But we planted some corn. Actually, I think he might have been letting folks know his horn doesn't work because he's going up a slope over there, and if somebody else is coming down, it could be an issue. So the corn over here is looking great. It's going to be finished the second week, or the end of the first week, or maybe the beginning of the second week of September. So that's great. We're going to have some corn. I'll get to see what we do with that. We'll harvest the ears. We'll take them to or actually a sheller will come here, shell them, and then we have to dry them, and then we sell them per kilo, and we'll see how that goes. And the other thing is, that's good news on this, is my neighbor here, Juan, is the caretaker next door, and he offered to plant these rice fields, and all we needed to do was split the rice with him. So that seems like a very good deal. All we had to pay for was the fertilizer and a pesticide if we need it, although I'm hoping that no pesticide is needed. And the only other thing is that, we did pay for the planting of it, but as far as the harvesting goes and the rice hull separator, you just pay them a sack per so many sacks. So you don't end up actually paying anything for that, and then you get your sacks of rice, which you can either sell or keep to eat. So we'll see how that's going to be neat to see the rice come about. It's healthy now. Juan happens to be over here right now. He's actually applying some fertilizer to it. And I guess I better get to the bad news. And the bad news is right over here. I have some signs that have just been posted here. Private property, no trespassing. Now, I've been parking here the last 6 months, and I have never seen this survey marker. And when we first got here, we were looking all over for survey markers, and of course, right next to a post. And this may be an internal survey marker to mark before the road. We'll have to look into it, but it looks like then I have a little gap here to the road, which I guess the person who owns this is now claiming, and I think he's going to say that I can't access my property, or access my wife's property, because it is our property. We are a team. We are together. And of course, with the whole thing in the Philippines, a foreigner cannot own property. So everything is in my wife's name with me attached. But they put up several signs. Here we've got the one there, the one here, and let me see this. And we've got one more over here. I'm actually walking over to it. And it's a private property sign over here as well. So it looks like they are, and they actually, they own a significant amount of property over here, and it looks like they own prior here on this side and then back on this side of the road. So they're sealing off the road on both sides, it looks like. So that's going to be an issue because this is where my main road into my main path into the property is right here. And so if they do something like that, I'm going to have an issue. But yesterday I was here and like there were 30-40 school children that were walking down this path. I don't know, and people ride on motorcycles. I heard the motorcycle go by as I was going there. There's another one coming. So I don't know how they'll do that, but whatever, we're going to have to deal with it. And to be fair, I need to go ahead and mention that this side, this would be my path going in. This was rented by Del Monte, and of course the contract is finally coming to a close, so we're happy about that. But in Del Monte and Dole, they own, or they don't own, but they rent because they can't own here. And I guess it's more cost effective anyway, just to rent them the way the renting goes here. But as far as these properties that they rent, they have a lot of banana plantations and pineapple plantations. And the pineapple plantations, the way the pineapples are spaced so tightly together that you have to have little rows and pathways to section them off so you can get into them. It just makes accessing the pineapples a lot easier. And I mean, they have a natural defense. They're tough to get in there. I was doing some work on the side over there, and yeah, they're jagged. So they cover whatever property and they'll rent a property for like 10 years, and they'll cover the property with all these little access roads and little pathways and stuff. So, and then they don't worry about them they don't fence off. They don't even worry about them because the pineapples have pretty much a natural defense to them. And I guess they factor in that like the first 2 meters of exposed pineapples they're going to lose anyway. And we did run into it where we saw people on a daily basis over here snagging pineapples. So they have a lot of loss of pineapples to theft, but because of that tight spacing and the jagged edges on these leaves, they can be pretty formidable actually. You can't really see it, but they do have these little spines and the little point to them, but those little jagged edges are pretty rough on the leaves. So they can be tough to get into, but folks do. But they have all these little pathways to make them more accessible. And so folks in the area then use these pathways, and they've been using them for like the last 10 years to cut through here. So then their other pathways and access points, they kind of let those kind of close off because, hey, they've got these nice maintained pathways. So I believe that because we're coming over here and we're getting ready to take over on the property, that I guess the owner of this road has made it clear. But I don't know how that's gonna go if they're able to seal that off, an actual road, if it is an actual road. We've done some looking into it. It's kind of sketchy either way. We can't get a definitive answer from the barangay or the municipal. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. We have not actually spoken with the owner, and I don't even know that the owner is the one who posted the signs. So that'll be something that we have to look into. And hopefully, because I had the unwilling 4-month contract extension, and I'm ready to get started here while I still have the rainy season this year to get planting. And it would suck to have to go through some sort of lengthy deal with this getting whipped out on me right at the end of the contract. So it'll be interesting to see. Oh, and I'm going to just run up to one of the access points on the road. I'm actually going to go to the one less traveled, just because I don't want to cause a scene with the foreigner out there recording the sign. I just wanted to show folks what that one has, because they do say something a little different. So I'll be back. Okay, so I made it up here to the top of the road, and this is where this road starts. It comes down here. I was down at the bottom here. It's actually not too far. It's like a quarter of a kilometer down. It's very close here, but then it then where I was at extends out maybe 2 kilometers to the national highway. So there's two entry or exit points, however you want to look at it. But this is the sign that just was posted here. I've just seen the sign. I don't know how this is actually going. Who's posting them? Who these signs are intended for? The word is, I think they're actually intended for me. Like, I'm not allowed to then access the property, so we have to go to the barangay and see what's going to happen. The sign reads, "This is a private road. Please observe rules and regulation." So it would really suck if this turns out to be a private road, because that's the available access point to the property at this time. So that's my drama. And my videos have been kind of dull. I've been looking forward to, look, I'm going to get on the farm, and folks are going to really enjoy seeing some of this stuff get planted. But it turns out I'm holding off. I have to hold off on that because of this. So we'll see how it unfolds. Hopefully we can get started on the farming. But I guess that's it for now. I'll keep you guys updated. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.